Men's golf posts a top 10 finish.
And volleyball sweeps the weekend at home.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm Monica Kurjan alongside Dom Joseph. Dom, football is finally home this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, big win against Sanford 2 weeks ago, and good to have them back home. And Constantini Center should be done and have a packed house.
Hopefully we can fill the ice castle before the ice castle freezes over.
Definitely, yeah. We've had some pretty harsh winters here in Youngstown recently, so hopefully we can get as many warm games in as we can before the winter comes around.
I know this weekend it's supposed to be pretty nice. I think it's supposed to be in the 70s and sunny, so hopefully we'll have a lot of students and members of the community coming out to support the football team.
Definitely, and they deserve it. After the way they played against Sanford, they deserve a pretty good turnout, if not a sellout. But while we're on the topic of the football team, let's get right into football. And the football squad returns to action this coming Saturday after a well-earned bye week. The Penguins look to continue momentum after winning the FCS Kickoff Classic against Sanford. Coach Pelini and senior Matt Jones spoke on playing on ESPN and Saturday's game during this week's press conference.
It helps. I mean, like you say, we got a lot of positive feedback from, on whatever social media and from recruits, and a lot of people saw our team and our program, kind of what we're about, and it's good for university, good for the area, good for our team, and good for the program. So it was good to come out, with a win. You going into that first game, it's always nerve-wracking. You're not sure how the guys are going to react, and first game, first time out, and all that type of thing. But there are a lot of good things that came out of it. Well, hopefully we get a good crowd out there, and you get a chance to play at home for the first time, and for those guys, I know Matt, it's for him. He's coming back home, and but at the end of the day, it's about executing our football, regardless of anything else. It's about it's our next opportunity to play and to play well, and I'm not real concerned. I'm concerned about. What I concern ourselves with is what our football team's going to do, how we're going to practice this week, how we're going to get ready, the mindset we're going to take going into the game, and try to play our best football.
Confidence, I think, is a big one. Proving that we can go out and play football, play Youngstown football, and run the ball and score touchdowns and stop offenses. It's hard to win a game no matter what. It's college football, and every game won is accomplishment. So I think confidence is a big one. I'm just excited to play at home, like legitimately at home. You can't put too much thought into it because you got to focus on Howard coming up and don't want to get your mind distracted from the task at hand. But it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see everyone come out and cheer. I expect us to execute much like Sanford, but better because, like I said, we were working on what we need to work on for the past week. Stick to what we know and play Youngstown football.
The Penguins will face Howard this Saturday at Stambaugh Stadium starting at 2 p.m. This matchup will begin Game 1 of their 3-week homestand throughout the month of September. The Howard Bison are coming off a harsh loss against Maryland in Week 1, where they were blanked 79-0. Make sure to come out to the Ice Castle and support the Gwins during the month of September.
The women's soccer team had an unsuccessful weekend on the road, falling to both Marshall and Kentucky. On Friday, the Gwins went up against the Marshall Thundering Herd. Though junior Kate McEachran recorded 4 saves in the first half, the team ultimately fell 3-0. On Sunday, the team traveled to Lexington, Kentucky to go up against the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Though McEachran recorded 10 saves and freshman Reagan Lavinia recorded the only shot for the team. YSU again fell 3-0. As they return from a tough game against Kentucky, the ladies are preparing to take on the University of Akron. The Gwins had previously been defeated by the Zips in 2018, but will definitely put up a fight this year. While YSU's record in 2019 is 1-3, the Zips sit in a similar spot with a record of 1-3 as well. Be sure to support the Gwins as they will be home for their next battle against University of Akron on Friday. Tune in to YSUSports.com and ESPN3 for updates.
Volleyball opened up their season this weekend. They played host to 3 teams in the Penguin Classic at the Beagley Center. The Gwins came out strong, claiming the tournament title. First on Friday, the team took on St. Francis, beating them in 3 sets. Later that evening, YSU continued to dominate, beating Bucknell in 4 sets. Through the first 2 matches, Brooklyn Paya and Aaliyah Hughes dominated with a combined 57 kills. On Saturday, Brooklyn Paya led the team to a 4-set win over the Citadel. Paya's performance was good enough to earn herself Most Valuable Player honors. She also joined her teammates, Aaliyah Hughes and Alexia Burns, on the all-tournament team. Hughes and Paya both had 40 kills each on the weekend, and Alexia Burns had 33 digs over the 3-game span. Next, the team is going to head to Ithaca, New York to compete in the Cornell Invitational. Tomorrow, the Gwins will take on both Niagara and Cornell, and then Hartford on Saturday. After the weekend trip, they will return home to host Kent State on Tuesday. Be sure to head out to the Beagley Center to support the Penguins, with first serve set for 6 p.m. But before that, we're going to send it over to the round table, where Christina Stainovich and Richie Giuliano have more on the volleyball team.
Thanks, Dom. Welcome into the roundtable. I'm Christina Stainovich alongside Richie Giuliano, and today we're going to get a little bit deeper into the volleyball team. And Richie, they started off their season strong, 3-0 this weekend, hosting the Penguin Classic, and they won. What was your take on the weekend?
Well, my take was how well the seniors, kind of carried this team the first 3 matches. Aaliyah Hughes led the team in kills 2 out of 3 matches. She had 12 kills in match 1, 19 kills in match number 2, which was the record in the Penguin Classic, and then 9 kills as well in match number 3 against the Citadel. But who really stuck out to me was Brooklyn Paya. Obviously, like Dom said a few moments ago, she was the MVP of this weekend. She had multi-digit kills in each match they played, and for her, I think she came out and, after her injury from last year, she struck out to everybody.
Absolutely, and you talked about the senior leadership on this team, but also you have the sophomores and the younger players that were dominating. I mean, you talk about Brooklyn Paya obviously was the MVP, but Alexia Burns was outstanding as well, and she earned herself all-tournament team as well alongside Aaliyah Hughes and Brooklyn Paya for YSU. But it's nice to see those young players coming out. There's not too many seniors on this team, so the leadership not necessarily always there, but it's nice to see them all coming together and contributing.
2 more freshmen to look out for this Youngstown State team is Amy Beaupre and Alyssa Oswald. Alyssa Oswald didn't get as many minutes in match number 1 and 2, but match number 3, Youngstown State started match 3 with a set loss to the Citadel, and then once she came in off the bench, she had 11 kills and a .348 hitting percentage, and personally, I think she uplifted this team in match number 3, and she carried them to the win.
Absolutely, and these 3 wins are key, I think, in the confidence building of this team, because I think one thing that they're going to have to do is kind of build that momentum up heading into conference play. It's really not that far away. You've got another tournament this weekend and then Kent State at home on Tuesday, but I think these early wins are going to be key to their success. I mean, we've talked to some of the players and the coach this season already, and I mean, they want to be competitive in conference, want to finish in the top 6, and that's something that you're going to have to be competitive, have to be confident in. And you want to be able to go 4 or 5 sets with those conference teams and ultimately come out on top rather than falling in 3 sets, because we've seen them start out strong every season and then fall off once conference play starts.
It's going to be tough when they get into conference play. There's 4 teams in the Horizon League Conference right now who are already undefeated, 3 more who are 2-1, not to mention Wright State, who's 2-1, got a victory over Notre Dame in match number 2. So you got some Horizon League teams who are playing some Power 5 conference teams right now, and for Youngstown State, they're going to have to bring their A game in the conference.
Absolutely, and I think before you even get to conference, this match up against Kent State on Tuesday is huge because you're back at home. It's another close team. I mean, they're only about 35 minutes down the road, so you want all of the fans to come out and support, all the students, the community to come out and support and get that win over Kent State and build that momentum up. But that's all for the roundtable today. We're going to send it back to Dom and Monica for more.
Thank you, Christina and Richie. The men's basketball team announced their 2019-2020 non-league schedule. The Gwins tip off their season with a home game against Teal on November 5th. Other home games for YSU are North Carolina Central on November 19th, Westminster on November 27th, Robert Morris on December 4th, SCMO on December 15th, and Binghamton on December 18th. The Penguins will travel to Louisville, Akron, Louisiana, USC Upstate, Central Michigan, and Western Michigan as well during their non-league play. This slate of non-league games finishes up on December 21st against West Virginia. This will be a neutral game played at the Covelli Center. The Horizon League schedule, which begins on December 28th, is set to be released soon. The Horizon League Men's Basketball Championship is set for March 3rd, 5th, and the 9th through the 10th. The first rounds will take place on campus sites, and the semifinals and championships will take place at Indiana Farmers Coliseum in Indianapolis. We wish the men's basketball team the best of luck in their upcoming season.
In women's golf, the team finished their first round in the Roseanne Schwartz Invitational at Mill Creek Golf Course with a score of 287, good enough for first place. 287 is the third lowest team score for an 18-hole course in YSU's history. The team was led by freshman Danae Rugula, who had 69 strokes, the lowest ever by a freshman in Youngstown State history. Along with Victoria Grans, Pathita Conruti, Christina Lewis, and Brittany Jonda, YSU occupied 5 of the top 10 spots heading in for round 2 on Tuesday. Their success continued into day 2 as the Gwins won the entire invitational, soaring above the rest with a 36-stroke victory. The Penguins were able to hold their 5 seats in the top 10 for the event. The two sophomores, Grans and Conruti, tied for medalist honors. In Conruti's first medalist honors in her career at YSU, and she earned this title with a 1 under par 71, also a career best. Grans had also received these honors once before and finished the 2-day event with an even par 72. Looking back, the Gwins dominated last year's Roseanne Schwartz Invitational and did not disappoint this season. Next, they will be traveling to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania on September 14th and 15th for the Bucknell Invitational. Good luck to the women's golf team.
On Monday, the men's golf team finished their first match of the year in the Turning Stone Tiger Intercollegiate at Turning Stone Resort. The team tallied 903 strokes en route to a 6th-place finish. On Sunday, at the beginning of the 2-day event, the Gwins started with a score of 307 and were able to improve to 297 later in the day. On Monday, they continued with this steady score and finished with 299 to complete their participation at the Turning Stone Resort. Individually, junior Ken Keller led the team with a score of 222 at the end of 3 rounds. Keller finished tied in 16th place. Sophomore Brian Corduple and junior Kevin Schur both rounding out the top 3 with a score of 225. In Corduple's third and final round, he walked away with a career best 71 with 11 pars. Notably, freshman Cole Chrisman from Boardman, Ohio, came away with a 231 after 3 rounds. Be sure to catch the men's golf team teeing up on the weekend of September 9th for the Joe Viganis Marshall Invitational in Huntington, West Virginia.
The cross-country team began their 2019 campaign on Saturday in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Duquesne Duels. In the 5K women's event, junior Zena Molly posted a team best time of a near 20-minute flat. Molly placed 13th overall, while fellow junior Raquel Markelin placed 15th. Freshman Haley Zielinski followed suit in 16th, with sophomore Casey Zaitzu, freshman Ashley Venimiglia, and sophomores Charlotte Crouch and Emma Hunkus placing 18th through 21st. Heading over to the men's 8K event, the Penguins were led by sophomore Matthew Mangus. His 26-minute, 52-second run was good enough for 13th. 16th through 20th were claimed by freshmen Luke Bond, Ethan Dobler, Joe Stafford, Mike Lagaris, and John Gula. Youngstown State will look to build off these performances this weekend. The Penguins will travel to Akron for the Tommy Evans Invitational this Saturday. Last season, the men took home first place at the Tommy Evans Invitational, where graduate Alan Burns raced the second best time of the event, and the women took home 4th. Good luck to the Gwins in Akron on Saturday, September 7th.
It's now time for Penguin Play of the Week. We're going to send it over to Abigail Cloutier, who has more.
Thanks, guys. This week's Play of the Week belongs to Brooklyn Paya of the volleyball team. Let's take a look. The Citadel backs the serve, dug out by Thompson. Now Burns sets up Brooklyn Paya for a middle attack, and she kills it. YSU goes on to tie the match after the second set, wins the match 3-1. Congratulations to the volleyball team on a great opening weekend. Back to you, Dom and Monica.
Thank you, Abigail. That'll just about do it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. For news, highlights, and more, be sure to check out ysusports.com and follow us on all of our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm Monica Kurjan.
I'm Dom Joseph.
See you next Thursday, Penguin Nation.